can be dull as well, and there is no way we're going to be turning the notch down on our crazy scale anytime soon. It's Wednesday, and it is eviction night numero uno. She entered the house as the full-time professional bad girl who would rather fuck her Barbie than play with it. But you lot had enough of all that jazz. I feel really naughty saying that. And you have voted her out of the house. She will be with us later on in the show. In the meantime, we've got our fingers crossed for a pinch of this. Oh, a fistful of this.
There is some assholes out there.
And a belly full of this.
Might shit in the bath.
Lovely. Right, joining us on the panel tonight, first up, a media mogul who once spent an entire week in Ayia Napa holiday repping with Jasmine, and she still hasn't recovered. It's the lovely Nina Mishkov. Next up, a lady who made up 1/3 of one of Britain's biggest girl bands, Atomic Kitten. And tonight, she's making 1/3 of our panel. Here to make us whole again, it's Liz McLaren. He's the former wrestling referee turned Big Brother housemate turned Bolton FM superstar DJ. But more importantly than that, he's been switching on Wigan's Christmas lights every year since 2008. It is the very lovely Mr. Luke Marsden. Let's get stuck into eviction number one, first one of the celebrity series. Luke, did the right girl leave?
Yes, probably. I think, you know,
Why so?
She effectively crucified herself in the house. And I think, you know, Jasmine formed part of the buy one, get two free celebrity hostmates that we've got in the house this year. I assume that's what happened.
She was good value.
Yeah, she was. You know, £2 was pretty good value, I would imagine.
He's so harsh, isn't he? What do you guys think? The right person leave this evening? Let's get a yes. Sorry, I just tried to...
Jasmine had so much to offer. I thought she was great value, and I think we would have seen the best of her in the forthcoming days. So I really did like her.
Anybody disagree with this?
Didn't deserve to go.
I think the house would definitely be better without her.
Why so?
Because the other characters are going to start coming up now, and it'll be brilliant. And they'll start, and I think the girls are going to start interacting with the boys because they won't be here going
on. Interacting with the boys.
In response to what she just said about the housemates will be better value, I don't think in terms of aka Heather Trott, Julie, she's not really. Cheryl, sorry, she's not really said that much, and I get the sense that she might still have concussion from that, you know, that incident she had with the photo frame.
From the picture frame?
Yeah.
You never know, do you? You never know. Now, Nina, you appeared in a reality show with Jasmine. Are you surprised that she got the boot this evening?
Not for a moment, no. Because 7 years ago, when we did this reality show, which was being holiday reps in a villa together in Ayia Napa...
I know, I watched it.
Jasmine was fired after, I think, maybe 4 days or 5 days, just for the sort of behaviour we've seen now. She was utterly rude to the guests because we had to deal with real people who'd saved up their money for their holidays, so we had to really do the job properly. These are people's holidays, and she was so unbelievably rude to people.
Why do you think she's like that, Nina?
I think she's a very troubled girl. I think she's very needy. I think that she, deep down, would love to be loved, but she's desperate to be noticed. She'll do anything to be noticed. She's utterly reckless. She's utterly ruthless. She'll do and say anything to get what she wants. She has no perception of other people or how to behave or how they behave or how she is perceived. She is a liar. She's lied about me on live television. And quite frankly, you know, I think I'm thrilled with the British public because they could have voted to keep her in just for sheer entertainment value. It's like watching a car crash. It's like a guilty pleasure. I was watching open-mouthed, not surprised, but watching open-mouthed. But instead of the British public rewarding that bad behaviour, she's been punished for it. And it's the same as like the last series of Big Brother. The good guys win. And I think it's a shame that Jasmine just doesn't realise that.
Do you think it's better for her as well that she's come out at this point, rather than staying in there in you know, a situation, as you know, Luke, that can really mess with you a little bit?
Yes, I think it's better for her that she's out, and maybe she'll learn a lesson from it.
I think it's really good as well that Nina's such a big fan of Jasmine. I don't think Nina really got a point. She's the president of the Jasmine fan club, so get that trending.
I'm just being entirely honest about her.
OK. Liz, where do you think it all went wrong for her?
I think it probably went wrong from day one, to be honest. I mean, no, actually, probably after the first argument she had, well, the first time she kicked off, she kind of realised that she sort of, you know, backtracked a bit, and then she carried on, and it just got a bit confusing. I think, like Nina said, she is troubled, but I think it's probably better for her, but not better for us as viewers, that she's out.
Luke, what should she have done, do you think, to save herself?
Yeah, no, that wasn't going to happen. Let's be realistic. I don't think there was anything to do. I think the point where it tipped, you know, the reaction to being up for eviction is what happened to Jasmine. If she'd taken it gracefully, like Rian, or whatever she's called, if she'd taken it gracefully, like, oh, you know, I was gonna, that's fine. But to tell Prince Lorenzo, who's worth, you know, whatever, $400 million or whatever, who could have bought the Big Brother house.
I got lots of tweets about it last night. Apparently, he's worth 50 million. Right,
well, OK, well, it's more than us. And if she'd not told him to F off, frankly, for nominating for what I thought was genuine reasons on his behalf, I genuinely think he's a genuine guy, genuinely through. And I think that, you know, I think that nothing, she could have done nothing. It was too late. Once you told the Prince to F off, you don't go back from that.
Do you guys think she could have done anything? No?
Great, they all agree.
She can't help herself, can she? She can't help herself.
Let's go back to Jasmine's...
I'm the only one here to support Jasmine. I thought she was... No, I'm sorry, she was very, very good. I still think we could have seen the best of her on Big Brother, and I think she could have...
What do you think we would have got from Jasmine?
I think she was... Personally, I think she was very entertaining. I found her very attractive as well. But I really did like her... No, sorry, I've got to speak as I find, and I always do, Emma, as you know.
I know.
But, no, I think she could have done a hell of a lot in Big Brother, and I think she could have probably gone on and maybe even won it.
Really? Luke, you look like you're about to fall off your chair at that statement.
Emma, I've got more chance of a gold medal than Jasmine would have had of winning this.
Liz, how much is the show going to miss her now that she's gone?
Oh, as I said, as viewers, I mean, you know, I was quite scared watching her because I just thought, when's she going to stop? What else is she going to say after, you know, prostitute comments and things like that? I was like, oh my, really, really scared watching her. But as a viewer, I'm really, really going to miss her.
Really? I know you're going to miss her because you're quite vocal about how much you like her. Is anybody else in here going to miss her as a housemate?
She was a big character and she told everyone exactly what she thought. Like, she didn't hide it.
And so you'll miss that?
Yeah.
Put your hand up. Or were you just waving at me?
Yeah. I was going to say, judging by the interview she gave, you know, at the end when she'd been voted out, it was more like eating a bag of ready salted crisps. It was just so plain, you know. When they asked her a question, it was like... Okay.
That wasn't plain.
She did seem, in Brian's interview, she did seem quite calm, I think, especially after the reaction.
Yeah, but that was the nicotine fix when she left with a fag in her hand. That was why she was quite calm.
Especially after the reaction we saw to when she, her reaction to nominations, she kind of was quite explosive. Coming out the house to that amount of booze, I think she took it on the chin quite well, compared to what Jasmine could have done.
Yes, but then she still comes back with the... Then she still comes back with the, you know, what do you think of the girls? Oh, the skanks, they're all skanks.
Yeah, that was...
Yes, but she was backtracking the whole way through until that thing in Brian's interview. She was just completely backtracking, trying to be quote-unquote nice, which doesn't come naturally to her.
I think she is confused, though, with a lot of things. I think when she says she's sorry, like when she said sorry to Danica about, you know, when she said about, oh, I'd be ashamed if I was your mother, blah, 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 and then she realised after.
Yeah.
I think she is genuinely sorry when she says it, but that side of her just has to come back out again, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
And Emma, to be honest, of course she took the booze well. Nothing short of stubbing a fag out in the audience's eyes. What else could she have done?
Now, one housemate may have gone, but as you saw earlier on in streaming, the rest of them have already started nominating again. Take a look at this.
My first nomination is Prince. He's an absolute gentleman, but I don't feel he fits in. Maybe because he permanently lives in a hotel, I don't know, or that he really is a human calculator. And I have to say, he's never been rude to me. He's behaved very gentlemanly, and I think he's like that with everybody. But there's just something that doesn't ring quite true. My second nomination is Colleen, and the reason for that is that When we were doing the pie competition, she said to Cheryl, I bet everybody would like to pie Bet Lynch. And I have to tell you that she actually did enjoy it. And that was a very hard pie in my face. And that's okay. It's okay.
Julie's nominations surprise you at all?
Julie's nominations didn't make sense. She nominated Prince because he lives in a hotel, and she nominated Colleen for, you know, because she pied her too hard. I think Bet Lynch has been pied more than enough occasions. I'm sure it's too hard. Nina was telling me backstage. So, you know, I just think, no, they were ridiculous.
I think we all knew she was going to nominate Colleen, no matter how hard she said she was finding it.
They would have found any... She doesn't like Colleen. Colleen doesn't like her, and that's fine. But to nominate Prince because he lives in a hotel? Really?
Nina, who do you think should be worried this week?
I would have thought the situation, because I just found him completely pointless. Completely pointless.
We haven't seen much of him, have we?
No, I mean, I think if he took his cap off, he'd be incapable of speech. I mean, and I love the way Julian calls him, what's it, the occasional table?
The occasional table.
That would make Cheryl the sideboard, and, of course, Jasmine would have been the cuckoo clock.
Who do you think should be worried this week? Well, this time round, we've already had one this week.
Danica. Yeah.
Danica?
Yeah. I think Danica should be worried this week because she's just... There's something not quite right. She's boring and she doesn't seem to do anything, and she seems to be playing a lot of the boys in the house as well.
OK, yeah, lots of people saying...
I personally think Lorenzo could be in trouble because I don't think he's all that he seems. And I think he's got a very good game plan. He's very cunning, and I think...
Really?
Yeah, I do, yes. Yeah, I can see two sides to Lorenzo.
Well, does everybody agree with that?
No, I think he's a really genuine guy.
I agree with you. I think he comes across.
I want to believe he's genuine.
I don't understand.
What did you say, Liz? You want to believe he's genuine?
I want to believe he's genuine.
Have you got a bit of a crush?
Yeah.
Fancies him.
I found that out later, and that didn't make me like him much more.
If he's got 50 million, why has he not bought the Big Brother house and living in that instead of a hotel then? What's he doing?
I don't get the living in a hotel thing. If you've got that much money, buy a nice house.
He can hire you, Emma, and you could be the voice of the diary room. She's not Danica. I didn't mean it like that.
Thank you very much. Apparently 50 million wouldn't buy me, Luke Marsden.
Oh, it would.
Right, that is what our panel have to say. But remember, as always, we want to hear from you guys as well. If you have any questions for Jasmine, she's going to be answering them in the sweaty box a little bit later on. You can reach us on Twitter or through the website as usual. So that is it for part one. After the break, we'll find out who else has been nominating. Not only that, Jasmine will be here to face her first proper roasting, because Brian is just a pussycat, really, isn't he? We'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to Celebrity Big Brother's bit on the side. Yes, we might only have 2 sticky toffee puddings in the fridge and no butter for our crumpets, but at least we've got Jasmine with us tonight. Is a great big dollop of exclusive action from the diary room. Yeah? Well, you're in luck. Here it is.
Oh, God. My first nomination is the situation. Some of the things he's done, for instance, and he explained why he did it, putting the OXO cube in the kettle, which is hysterical, but it's really, really stupid. We're not connecting. I don't think he gets me. He's never asked me anything about myself. He's quite happy to talk about himself, and we just don't. We are on different planets from each other. My second nomination is going to be Julie. It would be wrong of me not to say Julie, because I've been in here before saying that I have issues with her. Julie is just... I just don't feel right with her. I feel uneasy in her company. I don't know whether she's being real or fake yet. And so for that reason, I have to nominate her.
I think we knew that the Julie one was coming, but what was all that about? An OXO cube in a kettle? What was all that about?